Hey everybody, welcome to the Green Room Pythons live stream. Today's live stream is sponsored by Luxurious Bastard Beard Care Products. It is. That's true. Sponsored by Luxurious Bastard. Look at all that stuff that they sent me. So many things came in the mail the other day. Hi everybody. Looks like we got a number of people in already. Hi there. Good to see you all. We have a lot to cover in this live stream. We've got a bunch of snake questions, and we have a bunch of beard questions. We'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to make sure that I'm coming through okay. Everybody can hear me. Amy, good, yeah. You guys, Amy is with us. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
You're getting ready for a family photo shoot, yeah?
Yeah, I am.
Are you all gonna wear light blue jeans and a light blue jeans shirt and a light blue jeans jacket?
Pretty close, yeah.
I really hope so. It's great.
That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, it's great.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so you're getting ready, and you'll be here as long as you can with us, yeah?
Yeah. About an hour.
Yeah. To jump off. Okay. All right. I'll remove you so you can get ready. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. I was teasing Amy about that because it sounds like she's doing a 1980s/1990s style family photo shoot, which I think is awesome. Mike, thanks so much for the super chat right away. It was a pleasure to meet you at Retic Fest as well. I met a number of people at Retic Fest, and it was so fun. We're going to talk about Retic Fest here in a little bit. Lori Weiser, thank you for that super chat. I hope I can make one of these someday from Marie, Bindi, and Darwin. That's so nice of you, Lori. I don't know why. We'll have to talk about this because it seems like you are not able to make these most of the time. But thank you so much for that super chat. Let's see. Silvermander says that Amy's hair is amazing. Amy, because you're probably not looking at the comments, but there you go. Yeah, she's got here, you guys. Look, just look. Amy, I'm putting you back on.
Okay.
So she's got dual colored hair, right? I don't know why she went. Sorry, hang on. Oh, no, Amy, you're paused now. But anyway, you got a good look at her hair. I don't know. Oh, there. Now there's another. Oh, that's weird. I think the StreamYard thing is screwing up a little bit because now I have two versions of you, Amy. One is paused and one is just like that. But you guys look at her hair. How cool is that, right? Oh, that's cool. Go backwards again. Try it. All right. Well, I mean, that's so cool. All right. I'm removing you again. This sort of works because we're going to talk about beard care, you guys. Razarina. I couldn't see that name for that. Razarina, thank you so much for the super chat. Big fan of the channel. I currently have a BI that I love, but watching your videos really makes me want a dwarf retic. Will Stella make an appearance tonight? Yeah, totally could. Absolutely, Stella could make an appearance tonight. Echo could as well. Either one of those crazy snakes are available for an appearance. So for those of you new to the live stream, these super chats are a good way to for me to see your question. But you don't have to super chat to get a question answered. It's just that I probably personally am not going to see your question because the chat goes pretty quick. But there are a lot of experts in the chat that can answer your question if you've got a question about snakes. But if you want me to specifically see your comment during the show, super chat it and then I'll see it. Whether that's a comment or a question or whatever. Tiger Lily, you want to say something on the mic? Here's one that I just saw from Mike. What morph is Delilah? Delilah is a freeway, but she's got pastel and orange dream in her as well. Desimasuku _87 made it on time finally. Hi, Bob and Amy. Humid there? Yeah, it's humid where I am. I bet it's less humid where Amy is. By the way, those of you in Texas, those of you in the path of that hurricane, I hope, like Taylor, I saw that Taylor was on here. Taylor, I assume you're at Starbucks watching this, where you have some electricity. I hope the electricity in your home comes back quickly for you, because that's really stressful. Lemon.squares, thanks for the super chat. Hi, after months of prep and watching your videos, I finally got a ball python. I love her so much. Thanks, Bob. Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. That's awesome. Congrats on your new snake. That's really cool. So here's what we've got, you guys. We've got a bunch of snake questions. And then because this video is sponsored by Luxurious Bastard Beard Company, which is my favorite beard care company. I was using them before they were supporting the channel. Because this one is sponsored by them, I asked Patreon today for beard questions. And I specifically said, you guys, I only need like 2 or 3. So, and I said, so you have till like 1 o'clock my time to get your questions in. I only need a couple, no big deal. And as per usual with the Horde of Keepers over on Patreon, they're a little bit extra and they go overboard. And so I think I have more beard questions than I have snake questions because of the massive load of questions that came in today. So I'm not going to answer all those. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm not going to answer all the beard questions because this is a snake live stream. And my guess is the majority of the people here aren't interested in beard care because you probably don't all have beards. So I'm going to answer some of them. And some of them I can sort of consolidate because a lot of people asked questions that are sort of similar. So I'm going to jump around on my clipboard. We're not going to have a full 1-hour session on beards. We're just going to sort of go back and forth between beard care and snakes. Let's see. What can I tell you? Oh, just in case I forget, here's your discount code for Luxurious Bastard GRP Beard. I had a sign professionally made. This cost me $35. So professional. Nope. I just scrawled it out 3 seconds before I hit live. Okay. And so I'm going to show you, if you go to the website, the Luxurious Bastard, it's, you know, it's beard oil, beard balm, shampoo, stuff like that for your beard. But there's also tons of really cool, you know, they've got a really cool logo. So they've got a bunch of products with their logo on them, like this coffee mug. We're going to talk about what I'm drinking here in a second. I'm drinking coffee out of that mug. But also, I got, this is really cool. So this is a, you saw it in the intro video, but this is a cigar and pipe ashtray that's got like the logo on the thing, and it has, I don't smoke cigars. I consider myself a non-smoker, but I do occasionally smoke a pipe. But you don't inhale pipes if you're a non-smoker. So I still consider myself non-smoker. But look at that. How cool is that? Right. I really like that ashtray. And you know, their logo is so cool that it's not like it just feels like a cool picture of a skull with a top hat and a beard. So lots of stuff on that website that's not beard care related. That's just cool stuff that David has put on his has up for sale is what I'm trying to say. So there's that. What else? Oh, big announcement for those of you who purchase frozen rodents from Lane Labs. The discount code has changed to GRP 2024. That's all one word. Please use that. I talked him into, I told him that I didn't want him to shut down the old discount code. So that one still works, but he wants to be able to track, and I understand this, he wants to be able to track the people that are coming from my site to order rodents. I don't get commission on it. It's not about money for me. It's about making sure that they know that the sponsorship is working. So apparently the old code has made it onto a bunch of coupon sites. So he wants to be able to accurately track. So please use that new code GRP 2024 if you're ordering rodents from Lane Labs. So that's that announcement. What else do I have? That's it. By the way, this is Tiger Lily, for those of you who don't know, on my hat here. She has been wanting to come out all day, and this is kind of a time of year for her where she's kind of restless and she's up a lot during the day. She kind of did this last year for a couple months also. So she just likes to cruise around a little bit. Okay. So let's get started on these questions. Okay. We're going to start with some snake stuff. Okay. Rylia asks, can you give us more updates on your Fear of Snakes video participants? I know you've mentioned them here and there, but are there any further stories of how your friends engaged with snakes differently after you exposed them to what they feared? This comment is prompted by the brave Keegan in the newest Reptile Expo video. Yeah, so that's really interesting that you asked that, because in the video that comes out on Monday, next Monday, I think it's in that video, I do talk about that because it's another introducing people to snakes video. Spoiler alert. And I talk about that some people, I'll give you a quick, a very brief explanation. There are some people who have totally gotten over their fear. There are some people who say, well, I'm not afraid of your snakes. And I get that. And then some people that are just like Keegan, Keegan was totally phobic before, and she's not phobic anymore. So she's still afraid of snakes, but it's not a phobia for her. So the interaction with my snakes has helped, which is cool, I think. But I do talk about that in Monday's video. Let's see. Lonnie says, I'm not ready for another snake yet, but in a few months I could be. Could you please put me on your list? I'll also need to know prices so I can budget. I'd love to have one of your snakes. I'll be looking for a female, preferably pied. So here's how this works, you guys. My snakes only go to Patreon supporters. So Lonnie's in the right spot on Patreon. But there's not just a running list. What happens is every time I have a clutch pipping out of eggs, as soon as I see noses coming out of eggs, I make an announcement on Patreon and I say, you guys, we got this clutch hatching. Who wants to be on the waiting list? And so that's when people can tell me if they're potentially interested in a snake, even though we don't yet know what we have because they haven't even crawled out of eggs yet. And that's okay. So once they've crawled out of eggs and shed and I figure out what we've got and have them priced, then I just go down the waiting list for that particular clutch and let people know what we have. So that is currently how the system works. And I do have one clutch, I'm saying in quotes, in the incubator right now. And I'll tell you that story because Patreon hasn't even heard that story yet. Usually you guys hear this stuff first, but I'm just getting to it now. So right before Retic Fest, which we're going to talk about, a couple days before Retic Fest, I opened Molly Malone's enclosure and I saw that she had one slug out. So a slug is an infertile egg, just one. And she wasn't in a laying position. So it was like mid-morning. She's not working on laying anymore. I picked her up. She had what looked like little eggs. I was guessing all slugs in the middle of her body. And I was like, oh no, she's going to be egg bound. So I was really nervous, but I waited 24 hours because sometimes within 24 hours, they'll lay the rest. The next day, she didn't lay anything. The next day was 4th of July. So I would have planned to bring her into the vet the following day, but they were all going to be closed. I even called some just in case. And then I was going out of town to Retic Fest for a couple days for the weekend. And so I was really worried. But then the next morning, a full 48 hours later, she laid the rest of the eggs. And the rest of the eggs were 2 more slugs and 1 fertile egg. And it's fertile. It has a couple veins, but not strong veins. And it seems to be doing well. It's been in the incubator for a week, and it seems to be doing well. So I am incubating that 1 egg from Molly Malone. And I don't know what's going to happen with it. Don't know if that snake would be for sale or not. I have no idea. But that's the only thing in the incubator right now. So that's that story. I went to Retic Fest with a big weight off my shoulders because I was really concerned about that. Okay. Let's get you a beard question or two. Leah says, oh, you know what? I got to cross off. I'm jumping back and forth, so I got to cross off these questions as I go. I'm not going to remember to do this, you guys, and it's going to get confusing. I just know me. There's those 2. Leah says, what's your favorite scent profile? Which products do you personally use? So with, I've used a lot of different beard oils. I use primarily beard oil. There's also beard butter that I use at night. I'll talk about that. But I've used a number of them. There's the stuff that you buy at grocery stores for beards usually is not good product. There are a number of companies that make good beard oils. Luxurious Bastard became my favorite immediately because of the scents and because of the oils that are used in there. Let me just look at this and see. So this isn't the same scent, but so this is a bottle of beard oil, and the scent that I like. Oh, it's not gonna focus. That's all right. The scent that I like is Tobacconist, and that's my favorite. I like almost all the scents though. There are some that are like more citrus because some people like citrus scent, and I don't get into that kind of stuff. But here's a Tobacconist. They all basically look the same, but a whole bunch of different scents, and they're lovely. So I use beard oil every day, and I use beard butter, which is still just a beard oil, but it's in a different form and it's different type of oil. And I use that, or is that the butter? Yeah. And I use that at night. It keeps the beard soft at night when you go to bed. So I remember to put that in about half the time. So that's that situation. And then I use beard shampoo and stuff like that too. We'll talk about that. Sinatuli's asking what it does to my beard when I travel to humid places like jungles. It makes it really soft. It's actually great for my beard when I'm in a humid area. And then here, I'll just answer this one too. Bug and Pop is asking what I use to wash. They're saying, what do you use to wash your beard, mustache, and chin? I've always just used regular shampoo because hair. So here's the important thing about beards is beard hair is very different than head hair. And beard hair is a lot coarser and thicker, and it tends to dry out and become brittle and break very easily. And shampoo, regular hair shampoo, it strips the beard of its natural oils, and you need those oils. So whether it's the natural oils or oil that you're adding to it, like this stuff, you need that oil in your beard. So what I use is specific beard shampoo. So this is stuff that Luxurious Bastard has. It's a co-wash, so a conditioning wash. There's also, I don't use this every time, but about once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'll use just pine tar soap, which works nicely for the beard, but it does strip it of everything. But that's the idea, is to sort of reset your beard. So when I have a week's worth of I've been using beard oil and stuff like that, and I want to just reset it and start over, I use this. I'll wash with this, and then I'll wash again with this co-wash stuff, and that resets the beard. But regular shampoo is not good for beard hair. So that's that. All right, let's get back to snakes. I think Tiger Lily's doing really well on my hat. I haven't had to catch her. She hasn't fallen. She's doing really well. Knock on wood, I guess, right? Leah's asking, how is the littlest python? And I'd love to see little profiles for all the green room python snakes. Is that possible? You know, that would be fun to do. It would take some time. Maybe that's an Amy Bentley job. Amy's rolling her eyes at me right now. Yeah, that would take some time. I don't know where it would go because I don't have a Green Room Pythons website to put that on, but I think it's a cool idea. I'll think about it. The littlest python is very good. I'll let you see her really quick. We might take her out for a more extended period of time, but she's really easy to find right now because she's just in her paper towel roll or toilet paper roll. This toilet paper roll is gargantuan for her. It does not act as a good secure hide, but she does use it sometimes. So she's doing well. This little box, I wish she was in here because it's kind of cuter. She has this little tiny box that came with something that she can really squeeze into if she wants to. And she has her regular hide too. All right. I'm getting the snake off my hat. Did I answer those? I did. All right. Here we go. Tara says, did you have a blast at Retic Fest? I'm so jealous. Did you get a tattoo from Stella? If not, maybe I can talk you into it next year. You know, Stella was there giving. What happens at Retic Fest is Garrett pays for, if anybody wants the Reach Out Reptiles logo tattooed on them, Garrett will pay for it. So Stella sits there with her tattoo needle and gives people Reach Out Reptile logo tattoos if they want them. I do not want a Reach Out Reptile logo. I'm a fan of the business, but I'm more friends with Garrett. So what I did is I got a tattoo of Garrett's face on me, and I can't show it to you because it's on my butt. It was the place that I wanted it. So we did that tattoo. Garrett was unwilling to pay for it though, so I had to pay for it myself. But it looks fantastic. So maybe some of you will be lucky enough to see it one day. You know, I guess it just depends on the scenario and where we're at. Such like that. No, Tara, the answer is no. Of course, I'm not getting a tattoo. I don't have any tattoos. I've never had a tattoo. I'm not against them. I love tattoos. I love the artwork of tattoos. I like seeing them. But I always feel like if I get a tattoo, I'm going to hate it immediately. Like I'm going to wake up the next day and go, oh, I maybe shouldn't have done that. And then you got to get it removed. So I've never gotten a tattoo because of that. Except the one of Garrett's face on my butt. Okay. So Allie says, I know I'm super late, but if you have time, okay. I have let's see. So she's got a new snake that she hatched in October. Came to me eating adult-sized frozen thawed mice, and he would eat 2. So I moved him to rat pups. He'll eat and an adult dessert, still feeding 2. I'm having a hard time with the notion of small rats. It seems too soon. However, my first 2 ball pythons are rescues. So what do I know? His circumference at his thickest part is 5 inches. Feeding night is every 7 days. What do you think? I think, I mean, if that's true of 5-inch circumference, that's, I think, easily a small rat. I just did a video, and I can't remember which one it was, but I talked about how people are afraid to size up because they look at the skinny neck of their ball python and they go, oh my gosh, how could a small rat get through this, or a medium rat get through this little neck? But snakes are designed to stretch, and they definitely can eat things that would surprise you if you're not used to seeing snakes eat. So I would say, yeah, go with probably a small mouse. I mean, a small rat for that snake. And don't even worry about measuring. Like, you don't have to measure, just eyeball it. You go, all right, this snake here, you know, I look at my rats, I pull out a small rat and I go, okay, that would be a pretty small meal for a snake this thick. And then I pull out a medium rat and I go, okay, medium rat's good. It's about the same thickness. So that's what I'm going to feed this snake, a medium rat. Even though her neck looks like this, she'll easily take a medium rat. So that's the story. And you know what? If the rat's a little bit bigger than the thickness or a little bit smaller than the thickness, that's okay, because snakes are not measuring themselves in the wild. They're not sizing up their prey in the wild. They're just grabbing what they grab. And sometimes it's a big, huge meal, and sometimes it's not. What we try to do in captivity is try to feed them something that's ideal for them, which is about the thickness of the thickest part of their body. Just eyeball it, and don't worry too much about it. And watch that video, whatever that was, came out a few weeks ago. I bet somebody in the comments could put it in the chat if anybody knows which video that is, because I can't think of them off the top of my head. Okay. Oh, let's. I forgot. I got to be crossing these off. All right, Tiger Lily. I'm going to put her back so I have two hands for a moment, and then we'll get a different snake out. How about that? Just talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Turning the fan on. Sorry about the extra background noise if that happens. So, by the way, Retic Fest was a blast. It's, for those of you that don't know, it's something that Reach Out Reptiles hosts for their Patreon. And they have a really cool breeding facility that's not just Garrett's house. It's a full-on big breeding facility with a great area for Amy, are you trying to flag me down?
I just wanted to let you know. Hi. I just wanted to let you know that you have a lot of super chats.
I have a lot of super chats?
Yeah, like at least a few.
Oh my God.
You haven't addressed.
That's crazy.
I also have been doing my makeup. So guys, in the comments, I'm not actually watching for your super chats right now. I'm so sorry. I just have seen some.
but thanks for letting me know. Let's just see. Hang on. Okay, there's
somebody
one.
In the comments told me.
Okay, so Desimasuku I got. Lemon Dot Squares. I think I got all the super chats. Has anybody super chat and I missed?
I just saw somebody in the comments said, Amy, I think Bob has missed some super chats.
Okay.
And I have been doing my makeup and I haven't been watching, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going through them right now. I've got all these so far. Let me know. Okay, cool. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe something. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. It wasn't. There we go. Okay. My thing wasn't moving. That's why. Okay, there are some. Oh. Thanks, Amy.
Okay.
And whoever flagged her. Here we go. So Retic Fest was great. I made a video, so there will be a video out covering Retic Fest, but it was super fun. Danielle, thanks for the super chat. Tipping for Tiger Lily. Oh, that's nice. That's great. We love Tiger Lily, right? She's such a cool snake. Tara, thanks for the super chat. Please move your luxurious beard to the side. I want to see your shirt. Looks cool. Love the beard too, though. Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is an RGI shirt. So it's a reptile DNA thing. RGI does the testing for ball pythons, genetic testing. They can test they do shed testing through Clutch and through Morph Market. And my wearing of this shirt is just a little foreshadowing. That's all I'll say about that. Alan, thanks so much for the super chat. My little ones, Catherine and Scarlett, wanted you to know that they love your show and want to know if you can give a quick fun fact about ball pythons. Oh, of course I can. Catherine and Scarlett, I'm really glad that you love the show. Thanks for that. So a quick fun fact about ball pythons is, hold on, let me pull one out so I can give a fun fact. Hi there, little one. There we go. Here's Willow. So one fun fact about ball pythons is that they have these little holes in the front of their nose. Let's see if this will focus. Focus. It's got a, maybe you're not going to see it. They have these little holes in the front of their nose that are heat pits. And the cool thing, you might know that pythons have heat pits, but the cool thing about a heat pit is that it's connected to their eyes, sort of. It's connected to their ocular or their vision. And so they use those heat pits to see a thermal image. They can see heat coming off of prey, which is really cool. Pythons have it. Some boas have those, and pit vipers. So that would be like rattlesnakes and things like that. They're called pit vipers because they have heat pits. So there you go. An interesting fun fact about ball pythons. Okay, now I'm coming down. All right. Wow, there was some super chats that I was missing. My feed stopped, and so you guys, everybody was just typing stuff, and my feed wasn't running. Ali, thanks for this super chat. Frank, thanks you for this upsized meal tonight. Oh, Frank thanks you for his upsized meal tonight. Great, good. Frank would be the snake. Perfect. Okay. The Reptile Studio. Okay, there we go. Thanks for that super chat. And then it says, whoops, wanted to type a message. And then the next one says, just dropping by to say hi. Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The Reptile Studio. Appreciate it. Okay. Sherry did the same thing. Sherry, thanks for that super chat. Let me know if you have a question attached to that. I appreciate it, though. Justin Hall, thanks for the super chat. My go-to fun fact is ball pythons have legs. Yes, they do. That's a better fun fact. I should have thought of that one. Yeah. They've got those little hooks. And those are vestigial legs. They used to be legs. Okay. Did I miss anybody's super chat? I think I got them all, but somebody please shout at the screen and see if Amy says, Amy's giving me thumbs up that I got them all. But what do Amy and I know? I mean, you know, we both could have missed something. She's getting ready. She's putting makeup on, so she's not paying attention. Okay. Where are we at? Probably this. Erica says I got them all. Great. Thanks, Erica. Okay. I'm fairly confident that we're caught up on super chats now. Amy says, I'm paying attention. All right, great. Thanks, Amy. Okay. Jessica says, I got a new girl 5 weeks ago that still hasn't eaten. She's only a few months old, so I'm starting to really worry. I've reached out to the breeders, and they gave me some tips on how they warmed their frozen thawed up, but nothing is working. My other 3 all ate just fine. Anything you would try at this point? Yeah, I mean, I would say at this point, if the snake, if you put them in a large enclosure, there's a good chance that snake is not feeling comfortable, and you may want to find out what the breeder had them in. There's a good chance that they had them in something like this, and you may want to temporarily transfer them to a small tub that you could get at Home Depot or something like that, that would make them feel more comfortable. And then the other thing is, a lot of times, even though that snake has eaten frozen thawed before, if they're not eating for you, you might try a live mouse. So ball pythons tend to have a stronger feeding response for mice, even though ideally we want them eating rats, but their feed response is typically stronger with mice and with live prey. So if you're just trying to get them to eat something, try a live mouse, see if that works, and then you can get, once they're eating, you can get them onto frozen thawed or whatever. But you may want to transfer them to a smaller cage depending on what you have them in right now. Okay. Crossing that off. Let's see if there's a beard question that I can answer. Renee says, would you ever wear snake jewelry in your beard like Gandalf, but a snake charm? Well, let's see. Hang on. It's going to take me a minute. It won't take me too long, but talk amongst yourselves. We're getting there. So here's a snake beard thing. This is not something that I would just wear, but at a Renaissance festival, definitely would wear this. So it's put in a little bit sloppy, but it still looks all right, So yeah, I would wear a snake beard adornment. I have lots of beard beads. Beard beads take a while to put in, but the snake is pretty easy to put in. And I like it. Amy, are you trying to get a hold of me? Hi.
I have a follow-up question for you.
Oh.
Is that the one that you bought at the Renaissance Fair in Cedar City?
It sure is. That came from Cedar City, Utah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to find that guy. I'm going to buy one for my hair.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, he's got him. He had him last time I was there too. Yeah. That was it? That's your follow-up question?
That's all.
Okay. Bye, Amy.
Okay, bye.
All right. Okay, we got that. Let's get back to a snake question. What snakes do you guys want to see? Amy always puts, whenever she puts this list together for me, she says what she wants to see. She wants to see Bear because we're talking about beards today, and he has a good beard. He has a pied beard. Pied ball pythons develop a beard as they grow. But you know what? Bear is deep in shed right now. And so is his son, Kodiak. They're both in shed at the same time, and they both have pretty good beards. Banjo, Pip, Molly, Dolly, and Jenny Craig. Okay, we can work on that. But let's grab these super chats. Look at this. Look at me not missing super chats. Hang on. Let me just scroll up before I jump to Elizabeth's. All right. So we're all caught up. Elizabeth, thank you so much for this super chat. I bought a brand new. Bought a new brand of cocoa husk. It's marked for plants, but people said it made great reptile substrate. After hydrating it, I noticed a weird smell. I'm hoping it fades as it dries. Do you think it's okay to use? Probably. I mean, I would just check on, check the package and check on the website to make sure they're not putting anything weird in it. As long as it's just pure cocoa husk, that's fine because that's all the reptile stuff is. And generally, if you can find something that doesn't have a reptile logo on it, it'll be cheaper, as long as it's the same thing. So, Garrett, thanks for the super chat. I'm just enjoying number 4 clutch. Also, how are the other babies doing? Yeah. Garrett, here's your little snake. Hi, little one. Just right here and easy to show off. I'll tell you about the other babies in a second. But yours just had her second meal a few days ago. She's looking great. So she's got a cool, she's an inchy pied, inchy leopard pied. And she's got some good Some good white on the back, but the pattern on all these snakes, the heavily patterned snakes in this clutch are so cool and crazy looking. So there's your sweet lady. So the snakes are all doing well. They have all either had 2 meals or 3 meals, except in number 1's case. That's Brandon's. Number 1 ate her first meal yesterday. So they've all eaten now at this point. And that snake had to get alive. I attempted the first 3 meals, frozen thawed. She clearly was not recognizing, or he clearly wasn't recognizing that offering as food. So I went and got a live hopper and fed it to him. And in my experience, what happens is you get them going on 1 live meal, and the next week you can feed them a frozen thawed and they'll take it because it smells like that thing that they just ate the week before. So I don't think we'll have any problem. Desi Masuku _87 says, don't have to say the _87. Okay. But you did tell me a long time ago that I had to say your full name. So that is definitely your full name. And remember, I've been pushing for just calling you Des because it's so much easier. But you had a preference. So can you explain the difference between the axanthics like VPI over TSK and what determines the more silver or white coloring? That last part I can't explain, but the different lines are just not, they're just not compatible. I don't understand the science behind it, but it's 2 different genes that are creating the same look. So creating that axanthic look. I don't know. I know that there are some combos that look better with TSK axanthic or better with VPI axanthic. There's another one too. Another line also. But they're all axanthic, but it's different genes doing it. So if you breed a TSK with a VPI, you get 1 copy of TSK, 1 copy of VPI. They're not going to be a visual axanthic. So that is the thing with that. I am currently looking for a male VPI. And there are some out there. There are some available. I just haven't bought one yet, but I want to get a VPI pied. You know, they can be visual or head or whatever male for Anya. And I'll let you know if that happens. Elizabeth, thanks for the super chat. Thank you. And don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Oh, that's so nice to super chat just to remind people to hit the like button. That's nice. And also, you know, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribing is nice. Somebody sent me a message. They said, this is a while back, but it just made me laugh. They said, I've watched a number of your videos and I really like your channel and I'm planning to subscribe. I just thought that was such a funny thing to say because, like, you don't have to plan to subscribe. You can just hit the button. Like, you're just watching a video and you see the little subscribe button and you literally just click the button. There's no planning involved in that. But I mean, I guess people plan for different things, so that's okay. So if you're planning to subscribe to my channel, I would just recommend subscribing. That's all. Okay. Where should we go on this? Should we do some more snake questions? Renee asked what my favorite ball python morph is. You know, there's a lot of them that are great, but I love what Clown can do, and I love the combo morph that is Freeway. Those are probably my 2 favorite situations for ball pythons. Sinatuli's asking, what special care do scaleless ball pythons require? Probably asking that because I mentioned it in the Pomona show video. I had a scaleless there and said, hey, don't get this unless you know what you're doing. They require a lot of special skin care. And I have never had one and I won't get one. But I know that different people do different things. I've heard of people having a lotion regimen for their snake where they're maybe weekly or maybe a couple times a week putting lotion on the snake. Other people are just keeping them on always moist towels. Like you just keep them on a damp towel at all times. That's not the easiest thing to keep up on for years and years. So let's see what else. Oh, they always seem to be in shed. As soon as they shed their skin, they start going into another shed cycle. So it's pretty crazy. And they're super fragile too. Their skin is really fragile. So not the greatest situation to have a scaleless ball python. People always ask me what my feeling is on the spider morph, because everybody argues about the spider morph. And my feeling is that those snakes can do just fine generally. Sometimes their wobble is strong, and then that's a problem. But most of them do just fine. I think there is a bigger problem with breeding scaleless. I personally would not breed spiders or scaleless, but I think if somebody told me you've got to breed one of these problematic snakes, I would probably breed spider ball pythons before I bred scaleless, because of that, just the problem that all of them, when they come out scaleless, they all have to have a lot of special care. So that is my feeling. I hope breeders of scaleless ball pythons are not mad at me for saying that, but that's a thing. I just saw a super chat. Hang on, getting to it. Danielle is asking about baby number 3, which is hers. Doing really nicely. Same situation as baby number 4. Has eaten 2 meals. Hi, little one. Oh, you got a hiss for me. Danielle, baby number 3 is vocal. Definitely has no problem letting you know when she doesn't want to be picked up. But look at that. Look how pretty that snake is. This is probably the most 50-50 pattern in the clutch. Very, very close to half patterned, half white. And just the pattern is so cool. Hey, can we see your head? Little one. Such a pretty little snake. So these snakes will be ready to go after a couple more meals. So it won't be long. Tara, I just saw this because it was right below Danielle's. I will show you what the clown morph does. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Lydia Deeds. Okay, this mama is super gravid. But Tara, this is just clown right here. Nothing else. I mean, she's het for pied, but visually just a clown. So you see that head stamp? Think about, compare this to a normal. And then the side, I say that the side pattern looks like screaming ghost faces. So you get this coloration and these alien heads, which they also could be little bear faces, whatever. So that's that. I'm going to put her back. Okay. So, and the cool thing about clown is that, on its own, that clown is really cool, right? But you start adding other morphs in, and it's pretty great. Spencer Lambus. Spencer, you should have the Royals Project on your name. Spencer is the man behind the Royals Project, our ball python sponsor this year. It's baby season over here. Remind me who Molly Malone was paired to. So Molly was paired to Captain Farrell. And here, we'll bring Molly out. Hi, Mama. You skinny girl. Come here. Molly, we've been waiting on for a while. She is Ultramel. She's visually just an Ultramel, but she's het for pied and possibly het for hypo. And Captain Farrell is pied, possibly het for Ultramel, and definitely het for hypo. So I kind of am rolling the dice with this pairing, and I haven't had them genetically tested, but you know, Molly gave me a clutch of slugs last year and only one possibly good egg this year. So I might send some sheds to RGI to find out what's going on here. I kind of wanted to be surprised, but that's the deal. That's what's happening. Okay. I'm going to put Molly back. And let's get, oh my gosh. You know what's funny about these snakes is I'm not going to pull Pip out right now. You know, you guys probably noticed this also, but I just think it's funny that when you open a snake's enclosure and you pull them out of a hide, you put them back in that hide, they'll move to the other one. Like, oh my gosh, I got caught in this one. I was found. So I got to find a different hiding spot. So that's what Pip has done. You know, obviously I pulled her out and she was in a toilet paper roll, put her right back. Didn't even mess with her, but put her right back. And she's like, I'm going to my other hide because I just got found. Which I think is pretty funny. Harper Dillis, thanks for the super chat. Do you have a question that goes along with that? If so, put it down and hopefully I'll see it. Let's see. Thanks for that super chat, though. All right. I was going to get Pip and then decided not to. Who else is on this list? Let's look real quick. Let's go with Dollies and Shed. So I can't do that. I'll do the super chat really quick. And then I'll see if I can get Banjo out. We'll see where he is. Jeremy, thanks for the super chat. Bob, your videos have helped me tremendously to be a better snake dad. You rock. Bob for president. That's so nice, Jeremy. That's such a lovely super chat just to say nice things. I appreciate that. I would be a terrible president. My organizational skills are not strong enough to be president. All right. Here we go. Pardon me for just a moment. I got to find Banjo. I don't know where he is ever. Found him. First place I looked. Hi, little one. Here's Banjo, the black-headed python. He doesn't know it, but he's getting a meal today. He's going to be very happy. He's getting a small rep today. Hang on, I'm getting texts. Let's see if this has to do with what I'm doing right now. Oh, Erica is sending me a question, except Erica, that's a faded photo. Also, let me see if I can find it. So there's some super chats, but then Harper Dillis. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Oh, shoot. Meant to ask, what are you drinking tonight? Oh, yeah. We haven't gotten over that. We haven't gone over that yet. Oh, you're having a nice cab. Lovely. Cabernet Sauvignon. Great. Hang on, you guys. I'm going to get to these other super chats in a moment. What I'm drinking tonight, and I haven't started on because I have an empty whiskey glass. I've just been so excited about everything else. Is we're back to the Ardbeg, one of my go-to favorites. I mean, it's not a go-to. It's not something that I would drink often because it's not the cheapest of scotches, but I do love it. It's very smoky, peated scotch. So here we go. In the green room pythons. Can you see that logo? Sort of. In the green room pythons Glencairn glass. Here we go. It's barbecue in a glass is what it is. That sounds weird if you haven't had Isla scotches before. Look at my jewelry coming off the wrist here. It sounds weird if you haven't had Isla scotches before, but it is barbecue in a glass. So good. Tastes like bacon and campfires and sea brine all in a glass. Okay, Brooke, thanks for your super chat. Hey, Bob, I love your channel. My question is, how long after getting a new ball python should I get worried if they have not eaten yet? It depends on the snake. If it's a brand new snake, you want them to eat. You don't want them to go longer than like a month or so if it's a little baby. But if it's a larger snake, they can go a really long time. It just depends. And it depends on the body condition of the snake, you know. If it's a baby snake and they're fat already, they can go a while. If it's a skinny baby snake, then you want to get them eating as soon as you can, you know. But they can, you know, snakes can go a long time without eating. Okay, Brady Bentley. This is Amy's husband. Hi, Brady. Looking forward to seeing you in your upcoming film, maybe a watch party. Maybe. We'll see when that comes out. There's a question on here about that film. That's coming out later this month, I think. July, end of July, I think that will be streaming. Thanks for that super chat, Brady. Hey, why are you so awkward on my hand here? How cool is this guy? He hasn't been out for a while. Let's see what we got. Kevin's asking, is there a recommendation on lighting position, front or back, for a new cage setup? I have a new PVC cage and an LED strip and wondering if I should fix the strip nearer the doors or nearer the back. Nearer the doors, for sure. And I learned this from Clint at Black Box Cages because he changed things. The problem is, and you can see it in this cage, this isn't an LED light. This is a plant light that's just right in the middle, but it's giving the same effect. If you put a LED on the back, you're going to see that light all the time, and it doesn't look cool to see the light. But if you put it in the front near the doors, you don't see the LED light. You just see the shine coming down. So that's the spot to have it, right here, right in the front. Good question. Okay, we're marking these off as we go. Matthew says, I've been keeping some spare substrate in what I thought was a well-ventilated container. Turns out it isn't, and there are pieces of ReptiChip that have mold growing on them. I'm sure this batch is no good anymore. Do you have any advice for keeping spare substrate after it's rehydrated? Yeah, you know, it's tricky. It doesn't always mold. I mean, I've had substrate in a tub with with moisture in there for a long time and it hasn't molded. And then I've gone in sometimes, and what I find is that it's not that the entire, like all of it has molded. There will be some chunks that have mold, so I'll just remove those chunks. But I keep, I take one of those big plastic bins that's like this, and I keep those blocks in there. But here's a tip. This isn't, first of all, I don't have it soaking wet. If you have it soaking wet in there, it will grow mold, I think. I always just have it a little bit of moisture in there. But here's the new thing that I figured out. If you use bins like that, like if you have your Repta chip in your loose chip in bins like that, and let's say you go and you do full cage cleanings and you clean out your cages, and you've depleted most of that block, and you're going to put the thing away. Next time, you're going to have to open a new block and rehydrate it, use a hose or whatever, put water on it. But what you can do is when you put that bin away, it still has some hydration in there, some Repta chip in there. Just open a new package, open a new block, and drop it in dry. Close it up, put it away. When you reopen it a month later or a few weeks later or whatever, you can just push down on that block and it'll all just come apart. It'll be fairly dry, but that moisture will seep in enough to make it where you don't have to do all the crazy rehydrating of it. So that's my big tip. And then as far as mold, I don't want tons of mold to get into my cages. So I throw away like if I happen to see that there's mold happening, I figure out where it is, grab the chips, handfuls. If it is, it's usually just a little couple spots, and I toss those. But a little bit of mold is not that big of a deal. I just don't want it spreading all over the cage, So if I see it in a cage, I remove it just like if it was poop or something, But it's pretty rare that I see mold, All right. See if I can handle banjo and Amber's saying, what's the best beard/facial hair oil for someone who wants to curl their mustache but has very stiff, nappy hair, asking for a friend? That would be mustache wax. That's what you want. If you're wanting to do any kind of curling, or maybe you have a long mustache and you just want to keep it in a certain position, mustache wax. That's what you want. And there's a lot of companies that have it. I don't know if Luxurious Bastard has mustache wax or not, because I don't use that stuff, but that's the stuff to use. And then a couple of people are asking about, and I get asked this all the time, just people walk up to me and ask for tips on growing a thicker beard. I don't know of any beard product that you can take or put on your beard that helps you grow thicker hair. Maybe there's something that works. I just don't know of it. I do know that there's a lot of sham products out there. There's a lot of companies out there that promise stuff, and it's just lettuce pills, ground up lettuce in a thing. And, they're like, it'll grow your beard. But what I tell people is to just stop shaving and wait. And if you don't like it, just wait longer. So a lot of people can't wait through that awkward phase. And what'll happen, even if you have patchy, like I have patchiness right here, and so I just grow it out, and eventually it's covered enough. But then also there's somebody else that's asking something about, like they get their beard to a point, and then all of a sudden it starts curling and it looks weird. What do you do with that? That's the awkward phase of a beard. That'll happen. You just wait it out. You wait a month or two or whatever, and it gets longer. And that awkward phase that you don't like will grow itself out. So just don't shave and wait longer. That's always my recommendation. Okay. So the first beard question that I got when I wasn't even asking for beard questions was from Erica. She says, how did you learn to have such a glorious beard wave as in the Pomona show video. And I think what she's talking about, I don't think she means a wave in my beard. I think she's talking about the slow-mo when Amy and Keegan and I walked in and I shook my beard like that. That was a very choreographed sequence, you guys. We did a number of takes, and we it was like the first take, it was like, all right, we're just going to walk in. I'm going to shake my beard as I walk in. And then we watched that back, and I realized that Keegan and Amy needed to do something. And so eventually we got to where Keegan was going to remove her glasses, and then Amy did the best thing. And it was such great timing of her at the very end to just take her sweater and pull it over her shoulder like that. It just was kind of a cool, badass maneuver that you see people do in slow-mo videos like that. It was very silly. We had a good time. Let's see. Bobo says, Bob, will you say hi to my snake, Bobo Zimbabwe? Hi, Bobo Zimbabwe. Yeah, I will. I'm always happy to say hi. Thanks for that super chat. Okay. Kara Corvus asks, how long can you wait to eat the leftover food that falls in your beard? Is a few hours okay? Sometimes I'm not hungry enough to eat them immediately. It's a great question, Kara. I'm going to say 2 hours. Because I think that if I have food in my beard, I think I find it usually within the hour. And I've never gotten sick to just pull that, let's say it's a half sandwich. It's right here. I didn't know. There's just a full half sandwich sitting there. And somebody points it out. They're like, hey, you got a half a bologna sandwich in your beard. I go, wow, there's half a bologna sandwich. Eat that. I don't get sick. So within the hour. So I'm going to say an hour to 2 hours. Okay. So back to snake questions. They're really important beard questions, you guys. And I appreciate the Horde of Keepers for being so creative with their important beard questions. Hang on. Oh, we got a lot of X's on here. It looks like I've been answering some questions. We're getting through this list, you guys. Okay. Steph says, I have a March 2024 hatchling and a May 2024 hatchling. I was thinking about doing the playpen thing you do for enrichment and experiencing new things. Would it be okay to put them both in to do so? They haven't been around each other yet. Yes, absolutely. That's okay to do. I put ball pythons together all the time. So that is not a problem. You don't have to do any weird introduction to them. It's not like introducing two dogs where you don't know if they're going to fight or not. They won't. They'll be just fine. So yeah, put them in there. They'll probably just ignore each other. You might see that one is following another one around a little bit, and then they'll break off, so you might see some of that behavior, but basically they ignore each other. Grim Reaper says, I'm getting a banana fire male next weekend. My long-term plan is to breed him in the future. What morph or morphs are a good combo to pair it with? Well, a super fire is a really cool snake. So I'd get a female that at least has fire, so you could get a possibility of a super fire. I would do that. What else? What do you guys think? I mean, banana is great with a lot of things, and fire just makes things brighter and cool. Okay. Let's just check in on Amy because she's waving at me for one thing. And let's just see how she's doing with getting ready. Hi. Oh, look at, oh my gosh, you guys, she's made such progress in getting ready. Hi. Oh, you're
ready. We're leaving.
Wow. Okay. All right. So were you flagging me down to say goodbye because you're leaving?
That, and also you missed a Spencer super chat.
I did. All right.
Yeah.
One, maybe you missed it.
Did you? I wasn't paying attention. Somebody in the chat said you did.
Oh, okay. I'll look and see. Thanks for that. Okay. Have a good family photo shoot.
We will do it.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay. Hang on. Let me get back up here. Oh, I did miss this. from Spencer. Sorry about that, Spencer. Just got an RTB hurricane in our clown projects. Since clown is your favorite, what would you add to a hurricane clown? Also corrected my name. Yeah, that's good, Spencer. The Royals project. That's good so that people know who you are. So you've got a ready to breed hurricane clown. Man, hurricane is so cool. I don't have any hurricane, but if I'm remembering right, hurricane just does crazy pattern stuff. You know, I might do like, I mean, Orange Dream is always cool. That's such a basic, you know, fairly common incomplete dominant gene, but it does some really cool stuff. But let me think about this. Hurricane, clown. I mean, if we're talking about dominant, just dominant and incomplete dominant genes, Calico might be cool to get in there. Orange Dream might be cool to get in there. I mean, what would Banana do to it? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Lot of, I mean, so many things. So many things. That's cool. Congrats on that. Let me know what you end up pairing that snake with. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure that my scrolling is working. All right. And just so you know, you guys, I'm not seeing most of your chats because I got to focus on this board and they go by too fast. But I will see them tomorrow because I always watch these live streams back and I read the chats. So I do see your stuff. I just can't respond to it. So if you want me to respond in the moment here, super chat is the best way to do that. Okay, we got this question. Okay, so Connor says, I'm curious about the impacts of line breeding in reptiles, more specifically snakes. It leads to some cool morphs, but does it have negative effects? In horses, too much line breeding can ruin their feet and cause some brain personality issues. Are there similar risks with line bred reptiles? Yes, there definitely is. The thing with reptiles is you can line breed them more than you can mammals. It causes problems with mammals quicker. With reptiles, it takes longer. But as many of you know, Kata might have genetic problems from line breeding. We don't know. I'm still trying to get the breeder to get back to me on this. I saw him in person at the Pomona show and talked to him about it. And he said he would get back to me. So we'll see. Because I'm still waiting. And I've sent him a reminder text. But what I'm trying to figure out is he had one clutch before I got Kata. He had one clutch of babies, and I want to find out if he had anomalies in that clutch to see if it's a possible genetic thing with Kata. Because obviously, if it is, I don't want to breed her again. You know. But if I don't hear back from the breeder, I'll have to breed her again to just find out, because it totally also could have just been an incubation issue. You know, that kind of thing happens sometimes. So. But to answer your question, yes, you can definitely line breed, especially brother to sister in clutch, you know, clutch mates. If you're breeding clutch mates back and forth, you'll have problems quicker, and you go generation after generation. Eventually you end up with snakes with some problems. But it's pretty acceptable to do for like a generation or two. It works just fine with no problems. You just don't, you know, most breeders are conscious of it and they'll introduce new bloodlines, you know, as soon as they can. But some breeders just breed and breed and breed to relatives, and then you end up with problems. And Kata, the breeder that I bought Kata from, did not breed her. He bought her from someone. So he doesn't know that history. Okay. There was another question from Connor, but I'm going to get Joe's super chat here real quick. Thanks for that, Joe. Thanks for that super chat. for BCI, how important is constantly high humidity, 80 to 90? Can I just rely on humid hides during shedding? Okay, so 80 to 90 during shedding. Yeah, you don't need it to be that high normally, though. Sure, you can do humid hides. You know, let's say your normal humidity is 60%, 60 or 70 or something, and they're in shed, and you want to, rather than bumping their entire cage to 80 to 90, you want to give them a humid hide. Yeah, you can do that. That works. Okay. Connor's other question. I've had 3 out of 5 babies come down with a RI within a week or 2 of them being shipped. Oh, that's a bummer. No issues with adults or subadults in the same situation, and no issues with the one baby I got locally. Is this a thing, or am I just super unlucky? Yeah, so 3 out of 5. Are they coming from, you know, obviously if they're coming from the same breeder, then that breeder might have a problem. But if you're having them separately come in and you're keeping them away from one another, you know, quarantining them in different rooms and stuff, I would say that's just really unlucky. But if you're quarantining them in the same room, you could have a snake with an RI and the new babies are catching it, you know, and showing signs of it quickly because they're under stress because they just got shipped, you know. So yeah, it depends on how you're quarantining, how you're keeping them. But if you're quarantining well and keeping them away from one another and they're just randomly coming up with RIs and they're coming from different breeders, that's a bad luck situation. It's not that common that you would get snakes with RIs. That's a bummer. Sorry to hear that. Okay, I'm going to put this little snake back and we'll get somebody else. Okay. Great. See where we're at here. You all are doing a great job at talking amongst yourselves. Z-Popster. Popister. I like Z-Popister, but that might not be the right pronunciation. My daughter Emily wants to know, I've noticed that you have some in tubs and some in enclosures. How do you determine which go where? Almost all of my ball pythons are in tubs. They do well in tubs. And the ones that are in tubs that also like to have more space than a tub provides, I let them out and they roam around. But there's certain species that, especially as they get bigger, they do a lot more roaming. They move around a lot more than a ball python typically does. So they need to be in enclosures. So my black-headed pythons, my super dwarf reticulated pythons, where they can start out in a tub when they're really young, but as they get bigger, they need more room because they're moving around quite a bit more. So that's that. I have one ball python that's in this cage, and everybody else is in enclosures. I mean, in tubs. Let me grab one while we're. Who do we want to see? Hang on. While I'm up, I'll just grab somebody else. Let's do this one right here. Oh, Jenny Craig. She's a pretty girl. Little banana pied. She's a sweet lady. She'll be ready to breed later this year, I would think. I don't know what my plan is with her, but we'll breed her to somebody. Okay. Birdie says black box racks. Yes, that is what my ball pythons are in. Racks are great. If you're a breeder and you have lots of snakes, racks work really well. Especially if you're in I'm in a special situation where when I'm not traveling, I'm home during the day and I can let my snakes out. They can spend a lot of time out of their tubs. But if you are a keeper with a small handful of snakes, I always recommend cages, you know, PVC cages for those. Justin, thanks for that super chat. Got a lot of votes for Baby Shark. Sure, Baby Shark's right here. Let's see if, oh shoot, I thought I could pull the tub enough so you could see. Barely. Hi, little one. I'll just let her come out on her own. She usually does. She's very, very well socialized, goofy little shark mouth snake. Hey, little one, you want to come out? Come on. Come on out. Hi. She's being assist fed. She doesn't show any signs that she is going to successfully strike and wrap at a meal yet. She might later. Ideally, the best thing for her would be if she decided to just take a dropped meal. And there we go. You gonna come out, babe? But when I put the food in her mouth, she clamps down on it, wraps, and eats just like a regular snake right away. So I'm not having to put it in the back of her throat or anything like that. So she does well once it's in her mouth. It's just getting it in her mouth is not something she's going to do on her own. Hey there, young lady. What do you think? Should I just leave you? See what you do? Okay. We got Jenny Craig, I think, climbing up to my hat. And Raynette says, I'm stationed in Japan and going to transfer to San Diego soon, but I want to get a hog nose before I leave. My question is, will I be able to transfer with them without a permit? Or should I wait until I get to San Diego to get the hog nose? I don't know what the permitting is like, but I would guess you would have problems bringing an animal from Japan. I'd wait till you're in San Diego, just because that could be, you might not be able to take it, and it could be really expensive. So if you're moving, oh my gosh, really, dude? You're making my hat look not cool. Hang on, let me just see if I can help her. Oh my gosh. She fully ruined my hat there. Oh, kind of popped back. Okay. All right. Yeah, wait till you get to San Diego. That's my recommendation. Justin asks, what are your thoughts and feelings on anaconda keeping? I think for the very small handful of people that can keep them properly, it's great. They're an awesome snake. Cool personalities, beautiful titans of the snake world. Amazing. I would not want one if I didn't have a cage that was about the size of this room. It's a pretty small room, but still, they need big. It makes me sad to see them in like a, an anaconda in like a 8x3x2 cage. So I think that, giving them water is important. Having a large water feature for them is important. When they're in the wild, they're living most of their life in the water, So that's my feeling on it. Most people cannot keep them the way I personally would like to see them kept. I'll say that. If I'm ever in a position where I can have a massive cage with a huge water feature that I could keep filtered and whatever, I have to learn how to do that. I don't even know how that's done, but I know some people can do it. I would definitely keep an anaconda. They're awesome. Okay. Are you coming out or are you going back in? What do you think? Come here. Come here. All right. Justin also says, in your video at Pomona, at the 2035 mark, there's a very sturdy looking black snake. Are you able to recall what kind of snake that was? Let's recall that. Yeah. Next thing, Eastern Indigo, really beautiful Eastern Indigo snake, produced by Robert Bruce, who might be one of the largest producers of indigo snakes in the country. And he brings some incredible adults to the shows, and he almost always has babies that are available too. And those are some of my favorite snakes. I actually did an interview with him, but it didn't make it into the video because two reasons. Number one, he didn't talk loud enough. I told him to talk loud. He did not talk loud. And I also told him that we had to keep it brief. And he goes, all right, like a soundbite. And I go, exactly, soundbite. And then he proceeded to talk for 10 minutes answering one question. So like I couldn't edit it short enough, and it was not loud enough anyway. But nonetheless, he had very interesting things to say about indigo snakes. I'm gonna close that shark mouth tub because she decided she did not want to come out. But you guys saw her face anyway, poking around. She's a curious little snake. Hey, are you? Hang on a second. I just want to look at your butt. You gonna be okay up there? You're not gonna pee or anything? All right. Okay. It's good hat band. She was looking like she had sausage butt. Amy, are you still on this live stream and you're in the car? Hang on. You guys, look at Amy.
Hey, guys.
She's still with us. I thought she was leaving. I just realized she's still with us and heading to the...
I'm laying down in the car because I don't want to crease my jeans.
Hey, I was totally right about this color scheme.
Them photographed.
You're not wearing...
I told you were right.
I thought you were kidding. You're not technically wearing the Canadian tuxedo, but it's so close. No. Color-wise, it's very close.
I told you the whole family is wearing like all shades of blue.
Oh, you did tell me that.
Different shades of blue.
You did tell me that. Yeah. So funny. Yeah. I love it. Can't wait to see the pictures. Okay, bye, Amy. Her mother-in-law is organizing this family photo session. I really hope they do the thing where the biggest person lays on the grass on their belly, and then the next biggest person lays on top, and the next biggest person, and they just stack up like that. You know, that thing from the 90s. Amy, you're up for that? The family stack?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Joyce says, the other day while getting into one of my snake tubs, I encountered some tendrils of spider webbing. I can only assume that a spider crawled in through one of the air holes and then crawled out again because I found no other signs of it. Has this ever happened to you? And is it cause for concern at all? Yeah, that happens all the time. Spiders like to get into cages. There's probably spider webs in this particular cage right here, right now, and maybe a spider or even two living in there, little tiny ones. Not a problem at all. Snakes and spiders can get along well, and I like to think that they forge close friendships when they're in a cage together. Close friendships. Almost as though the spider is the pet for the snake. He probably names them. You know, no, I'm kidding, obviously, but yeah, no problem. You can get rid of the spider or you can leave him in there. I leave him in there when I as many of you know, I have a bit of a issue with arachnophobia, but small spiders, don't bother me at all. And if I see that a spider is in a cage, I don't really care. Like it's, they can do what they want. They're going to eat, they're a little tiny. They're going to eat a springtail or two. That's fine. Circle of life. Or maybe they don't eat anything. Maybe the springtails aren't big enough for them. The isopods are too big for them. So maybe they realize it's not a good spot and they end up leaving the cage. That's probably what happens. Let me see if I've missed any super chats. I don't think I have. Nope, I don't think I have. Okay. We're at the end of this page. We're just going to finish it off. Oh, no, we just did finish it off. Huh, we just did, you guys. I'm gonna go find a beard question really quick. Oh, there's one from somebody. You guys, we have pages of beard questions, and I'm definitely not going to get through them all. But there was somebody that was asking. Okay, first of all, Jackie's asking how often. I'm gonna read some serious ones. You guys, I don't know why that's happening. Are we good now? Hang on. Let's just make sure that all the... Okay, you can hear me now. That was weird. That happened twice in a row, and nothing was going on my end. So I will look out for that. Great. Okay, you can hear. Good. So how often is it recommended to use the beard products, daily or weekly? I use the beard oil every day. I wash my beard. The thought used to be that you should only wash your beard like once a week, but that was to preserve the oils, the natural oils, and not to strip them out of your beard. But we have such great products now that we're putting in our beard every day that you can definitely wash your beard, especially if you're using beard shampoo, not head shampoo. Use specific beard shampoo that's good for your beard. You can wash it every day. I wash mine usually every other day. And then if you're putting oil back in it anyway, it's fine. You can wash it every single day if you want. Let me see if this text that I just got has to do with this show. It is Amy. You lost sound and I lost service, so I'm gone for real now. How fun, she says. Okay, great. She might be back depending on how long we do this live stream for. Although probably not. Okay, so we got that. Robert's asking, how do you prevent or alleviate itchiness beyond a certain point of beard growth? I always get so itchy, flaky that I give up and just buzz everything off. This is the reason that we use beard oil. Beard oil is for the skin, and it keeps your skin moisturized. It also helps keep your beard soft, but primarily it's for the skin. Beard butter is more for the beard hair, and this I only use at night, and it keeps it soft. But that itchiness is because your skin is dry and needs to be rehydrated. That's what that beard oil is for. So use a good quality beard oil like the beard oil from Luxurious Bastard. Promo code GRP Beard. All one word. Ting. And then you won't have a itchy face. Beard straighteners. How long does the beard have to get before they actually become useful? I've never reached that point yet. Or maybe my beard hairs are too thick. Advice? Yeah, I have advice. I have experimented with beard straighteners. I have several of them, but I don't use them anymore because I don't like the look of having a perfectly straight beard, just for me. But the best way to do it is to get a brush. Ooh, I brought one out. Like this, one of these round boar's hair brushes. And you can do this. See how I'm turning the brush the opposite direction? This, at the level that my hair is at right now, my beard is at right now, that gives me a straighter beard, like just doing that. So I just do that, but you can also use a hairdryer. Heat, put your beard oil in, let it sit for 10 minutes or something, and then heat from a hairdryer will straighten your beard. I also have a brush that I can plug in, and it acts as a curling iron, but it's a brush, and it heats up and it works really well. I just don't use it because I don't like the look of it. So I would say for a shorter beard, the thing that's going to work the best is that round brush that I just had with a hairdryer. That'll get it straight. Here's another one that's asking, Silvermander saying that her husband makes his own beard oil and she wants to convince him that maybe stuff that you buy is better. And I would say definitely, because most people that make their own beard oil are using one or two types of oil. And listen to this. Listen to this ingredients so these are all natural oils from Luxurious Bastard. And this, like the stuff that you buy at the store, one of the ingredients is water. And if you see water as an ingredient, that's a really low quality beard oil. I'm not saying that most of them from the store have water, but most of them are fairly low quality. But Luxurious Bastard, almond oil, avocado oil, rice bran oil, hazelnut oil, hemp seed oil, apricot oil, castor oil. Castor oil is really good for your beard. Same with apricot. Grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, vitamin E, and then the scent that they use. So there's no way that you're going to have all those oils in a homemade beard oil. So all those work differently. They're great for your beard. I have a nice healthy beard because I'm using those kind of products. All right, let's get back to snake questions after I cross this one off. Hang on. Tara's asking if braiding my beard would help prevent breakage like it does in standard poodles in between dog shows. I didn't know that was a thing. And I have no idea. I don't have a problem with breakage because I take care of my beard. So the hair doesn't break. I don't know if braiding it would necessarily help with that. I have had my beard braided before. Sometimes I end up with a braided beard at Renaissance festivals if somebody wants to braid it for me. One time in the Amazon jungle, I had braids in my beard and it made it into a video because we were on a long car ride, 17 hours. And to pass the time, Amy Bentley decided to braid my beard. She did a good job of it. All right, now off to snake questions. And I'll get another snake out in a minute. Ooh, we only have a few snake questions left, you guys. One thing I've noticed about the reptile community is the overlap with the invertebrate appreciators. Do you keep any invertebrates? Are you interested in keeping any someday? Are isopods considered invertebrates? I guess they are. Not really. I'm not a spider guy. Amy just bought a vinegaroon at the Pomona show. She likes vinegaroons. I'm not really super into invertebrates. I think they're cool, but I don't know that I want them for myself. That's what I'll say about that. I really like learning about them, though. I think scorpions are fascinating to me. I don't want one as a pet, though. You know. Handsome Dan. I see people hollering for Handsome Dan. Okay. We'll get Handsome Dan out. While I'm answering Paul Seibel's question, what can you tell us about the movie you're in that's coming out soon? We all want to see it. Yeah, so that movie is called Camera. It's a very small indie film. It stars Beau Bridges. Hey, buddy, you're coming out looking for food? Hang on. I'm going to have to deal with him a little bit more carefully. So let me just say this. So it's called Camera. It's a little family film. It's about a young boy who had a medical issue when he was a baby, so he can't speak, and he moves to this small town, and the town is like an old fishing town, and it's not doing well. The town is in the middle of shutting down, and he meets this Beau Bridges, who is a repairman in the town, and he works on cameras and stuff like that. And the kid wants to learn how to shoot on this old camera, and he teaches him. And it's a lovely film about their relationship and about the town. I have a very small role in it. I'm in a small handful of scenes and have a small handful of lines. I play one of the fishermen in the town who is fighting against change. And, it was fun. It was a fun little movie to work on. And when you have a beard like this, that's the kind of role that you get. Old fisherman guy, old grizzled fisherman guy. So that movie comes out. I don't remember the exact date, but it's like the 22nd of it. It's the 20 something of this month. Actually, I think it's the 27th, if I remember right. I think it's the 27th. And it'll be streaming probably on Amazon, maybe on Netflix. I don't know. Hey, buddy, let me just pull your box. I've never used a hook. This is the first time I've used a hook with Handsome Dan, but I used the hook to pull his box closer to me so I didn't have to reach in. He's had this box for a long time. You guys have seen me pull this out. He's probably had this for 2 months, maybe. And as soon as he pees in it, I'll throw it away. But he hasn't yet. And he really enjoys it. Hi, pal. Hi. Put that up there for now. Here's the mascot of Green Room Pythons, Handsome Dan the Boa. Look how handsome he is. Look how appropriately I named him. Behold the handsomeness of Dan. There he is. Lucas, you're saying potato so many times. Yes, Becca, he is a Central American BCI. Yes. He is Central albino. So he's got Central American blood. Hang on, we'll get to the super chat. Sierra, thanks for the super chat. Sierra says, "Hello, Bob. Do you have any pygmy python breeder recommendations? And did you have to wait a long time for Pip to become available?" So I caught Pip was on Morph Market, and that's not super common. There's no pygmy pythons on Morph Market right now, but there actually was a male. No, that's not true. There were 2 breeders that had females available at the time. And I talked to one breeder, and I just didn't like, I didn't like the situation. So I bought from the other breeder. And I'm on Justin Julander's list right now for a male, and hopefully he produces them this year. And hopefully, I don't know how long that list is, but hopefully I'll be up for one of his. I don't know who the other breeders of pygmy pythons are. I have a feeling Nick Mutton might breed pygmies, but I don't know for sure. Hopefully I'll be breeding them in the next couple of years. And then I'll have a small handful of them that will be available. Okay. Handsome Dan is a much better snake for my hat than Jenny Craig. You know, this weight of snake, he can still deform my hat, but not nearly to the level that Jenny Craig does. So there we go. We're almost to the end of the snake questions. I still have beard questions, but we're not going to get to all of those. Thanks, Patreon, for coming through on those beard questions, by the way. So what happened was I asked Patreon, I said, "Hey, you guys, can you give me some, I just need like 2 or 3 beard questions." So, throw them up there. You'll have till 1 o'clock. And they just kept coming in. Like I got 2 or 3 and I went, "Oh, good. There's my 2 or 3. And then another one came in, and then a 5th, and then a 6th, and then a 7th, and then a 15th, and then a 18th. And so now we have pages of beard questions. So Horde of Keepers, you guys always come through. I appreciate you. This might be the last snake question, but I'll check and see because I've been skipping around. Captain Dummy Talk says, "Since you've managed to make a living doing the things you love, what advice would you give to someone who would like to achieve that, but they have a wide variety of interests and some trouble focusing?" I would say a couple of things. I also have a wide variety of interests, and I often have trouble focusing. However, the stuff that I choose to do is things that I'm passionate about. And I find, with me at least, that if I'm passionate about something, I don't have trouble focusing. Now, that doesn't mean like I'm passionate about snakes, right? So doing this channel I absolutely love it. And I love interacting with the people and such like that. But part of doing this channel is editing. And I'm not passionate about the act of editing. So I still will lose focus when I'm supposed to be editing. I'll start doing something else because I'm not passionate about editing. So I think we all struggle with that kind of stuff. Even though I'm passionate about doing this channel, there are aspects of it that are harder for me than hey buddy, you're okay. But I definitely recommend figuring out what you love and seeing if you can do what you love and make a living at it that way. Now, there is the thing where, once you turn your hobby into a job, it becomes a job. But I have not had a big problem with that. I love doing comedy. I love performing comedy. There were aspects of touring comedy clubs that I didn't enjoy, but I still loved performing and still do to this day. I love acting. That never feels like a job. I love playing music. The only time during COVID, I started teaching a lot more, and that felt more like a job. Oh, buddy, don't pull that off. Jeez, look what he's doing. he was about to yank my Ardbeg bottle right off. So the first thing that I dropped, even though I do enjoy teaching and I enjoy music, that felt more like a job than everything else that I do. So the first thing I dropped when I could was teaching music, because I realized that I wasn't playing for enjoyment anymore. I was only pulling instruments off the wall because I had a student to teach over Zoom during COVID, So the point is, figure out what you like and see if you can spend your life doing those things that you like. All right. Let's see if I, in fact, have gone through all the snake questions. It looks like I have. There was a snake-related beard question or two. Do snakes avoid your beard? I've found that mine have no problem going into my daughter's hair, but seem to avoid my beard. Yeah, a lot of times they avoid my beard, and it's either the feeling of it or it's the beard oil. And I don't know. I've talked about that before. I'm not sure which one. Some don't seem to have a problem with it. They'll crawl under my neck and then pop their head through my beard like that. Tiger Lily does that quite a bit, but others seem to avoid it. A lot of times, though, if I put a snake in grass and they're not used to being in grass, they will freak out a little bit. They don't like that feeling of what grass is. And I feel like if they're like that, maybe a similar feeling to them. So, and then Grim Reaper asks, how do you take care of your facial hair after a reptile show regarding snake mites? It's the same thing that I always do. As soon as I come back from a reptile show, I get rid of my clothes and put them in the wash, and I get in the shower immediately. I don't do anything with my snakes. I shower, I wash my beard, and then put on new, different clothes. And then I'm ready to interact with my animals, because at reptile shows, I end up handling a lot of animals. I'm shooting videos. I'm talking to people. I'm shaking hands. I'm giving hugs. And you never know when you could end up with snake mites or snake mite eggs or any sort of viral thing that affects snakes when you do that. So I'm very careful about that at shows. Okay, hang on. Let me go through this as Handsome Dan is constricting my neck, probably on purpose. He's probably figured out what a constricted neck does to a human, and he's trying to end me. Hang on. He's actually, the biggest problem is he's pulling my beard. We can get that out of his coils. There we go. All right. He can hide in my beard. That's it for that. Okay, so I answered that question already. Artful Crow's asking, what would be a great gift idea for the beard having person in one's life? So it would be beard oil. I find that a lot of people with big beards don't use beard oil, and I just think that's a mistake. in most cases. I think you end up with split ends. You end up with a really dry beard. You know, a gray beard, I think, is even more brittle than a non-gray beard. There are companies that make beard oil specifically for gray beards. I've tried them and I don't notice that it's any better necessarily. And I like the other oil better, but, I think for, if you're giving a bearded person a gift, get them some beard oil and see if they like it. And then again, Luxurious Bastard has all kinds of product with this really cool logo. I mean, I'm usually not into logoed stuff, like company logoed stuff, but David created such a cool logo for Luxurious Bastard that I like having a mug with it. I like having that pipe ashtray thing. I'll show that again because I showed that at the beginning of the thing. But this is a cigar and pipe ashtray, and it's got the face logo on every. I won't use the cigar thing, but I'll use the pipe thing. It's just a cool piece of pottery. And they have a ton of stuff like that. They have like bags and all kinds of things. Much cooler stuff than just t-shirts, you know, t-shirts and hats that everybody else has. They have really cool gift things. And I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing my discount code works for the gifty stuff too. GRP Beard. Probably. All right. Here's something from the Harpers. Hang on. Before I get into that, let me just see if I can unlock Handsome Dan. It's just getting a little uncomfortable. Hi, pal. Oh, right across the chin, huh? All right. The Harper says, in show business, is it more common for actors to grow their own beards or use chin wigs? What are your views on beard? Okay, so for that question, I would say it's more common to use chin wigs because the only time, dude, you're not. The only time that you would have time to grow your own beard is when it's like a lead actor in a movie that's going to be shot months down the road. Normally what's happening is you've got, you know, you're shooting a TV show and it's going to shoot next week and you hire the actor and the director's like, oh, he's got to have a beard. So they make a very realistic looking faux beard for that person if they don't already have one. Okay. And then they say, what are your views on beard dye? Never tried it or heard recommendations from those who have. I just feel like you can always tell, like, why dye your beard? I think age gracefully, let the gray. A few years ago, you can look at my old videos and you can see that it was all black right here. And then I had these white streaks and now it's getting all white. The black is quickly going away and I'm going full Santa Claus. So I think in a year or two, I will have a completely white beard. And then finally, the Harpers ask, the goatee, is it a beard subtype or an entity in its own right? I mean, I guess it's a beard subtype, the goatee. Not everyone can pull off a goatee, you know. Some people can. But yeah, I'd say it's a type of beard. All right. That's where we're at on that. I'd say we're done with this block of questions. Let me see if I missed anything. No. All right. So, let me just give you a quick rundown of Retic Fest. You're going to see the video that I have for it, but Retic Fest is really fun. It was my first year doing it, and you go to Reach Out Reptile, whole place, rather than seeing their newest, coolest hatchlings in like pulling out the tubs to look at all their tubs, they've taken them and they've put them in their really cool display cases that they would have at a reptile show. And they've got those on their sort of display floor. So you can just walk in and look at and be able to see all of them, which is really cool. And then you can still go down into their breeding room and pull snakes out of, you know, they've got most of their breeders in big, cool enclosures. And you can take a look at babies and stuff like that. So that was cool. But then, you know, it's a barbecue, really great barbecue that was catered by, I think, his brother-in-law, who's Jamaican, and a chef, and a really great barbecue. Got like really good food. And then Ed and Emily were there and gave a talk about YouTube stuff. And that was cool to hang out with them for the day. And then we had, like, at night, some people left, and Jason was there. I hung out with Jason a lot that day. That was cool. And we just hung out and had drinks at night. We were catching fireflies by hand and putting them in a Pringles can and trying to make a lamp out of the Pringles container. It was great. Oh, I should have had that video queued up. I wish I had it on my computer so I could show you guys. It's pretty funny. You just shake the can and it lights up for a second. So we were just doing silly stuff like that at night. But we brought Karma out. That's Garrett's large, I don't know, maybe 18-foot, 200-pound mainland reticulated python, super sweet snake. Lined up all the kids. You know, you line up 15 kids and have them hold the snake. It was cool. It was fun. So yeah, Tara, you should meet Jason one of these days. He's a good guy to meet. We had a good time. We had fun. It was a quick trip for me. I flew in on Friday, got there Friday night, went to Abby's for a little pre-party. That's the curly-haired keeper. Went straight from the airport basically to Abby's, and then did Retic Fest all day on Saturday and got on an airplane very early Sunday morning and flew all day to get home. So it was a quicker trip than I generally like. I usually like to spend a couple days at least. But I got to shoot a video at Abby's, so that'll be coming out. The curly-haired keeper has such a cool way that she keeps her snakes. So I'm excited to show that to you guys in a video. And then I shot a video from Retic Fest that's going to be really cool. Just more editing that I have to do. So that's that. Okay. So here's Handsome Dan. Let's see if there's any other snakes that you guys want to see. And or if there's any other pressing questions that I can answer for you now that we're off the hang on. Now that we're off of the clipboard. Hey buddy, you're okay. You want to go back? Should we put you back? You're a little squirrely. He definitely does not like when I remove him from his chosen perch. He does not seem to feel good about that. All right, let's put you back in here. See Banjo down there hunting around like a black-headed python does. He'll be successful with this hunting tonight because he'll be getting some food. As will Maya, his future girlfriend. Danielle's asking me, what's my favorite film? You know, I have a lot of favorites for different reasons. I usually list Princess Bride as my all-time favorite because that, you know, when that came out, I was young and it's just an incredible film. But there was a lot of movies that came out like in the 80s. All the Indiana Jones and the Karate Kids and the Gremlins, and those were, when I was a kid, those are the movies that affected me, you know, that I really love. But Favorite comedy, I usually list Tommy Boy as like a favorite comedy that I was older when I saw that, but that sticks in my head. Becca, yes. Common enough that it is worth getting tested for sure. I had Handsome Dan tested twice. So, and I hesitate to bring any other boas in the room. It's risky to do. Did I? No, I didn't miss any super chats. Okay. What other snakes would you guys like to see before we put an end to this live stream? By the way, I'll be at Snake Discovery in a month. Next month, I'll be at Snake Discovery for the build-off. So that's exciting. I'm making my. I've got big plans for that. Oh yeah, I said we were going to bring Pip out. We'll do that. We'll get Pip. Oh, shoot! I just dropped her. Target. We'll use this hook. It's getting easier for me to grab her with my fingers, but it's still like I'm able to do it better now, but I still don't want to. It's so much easier to just pick her up with a hook instead of squeezing her body with my fingers, you know. Hi, little one. She's getting a couple Reptilinks today too. She gets I have micro links for her. They are 1 gram each, and they're made of iguana meat. And she gets them about maybe a little less frequently than once a month. I'm usually giving her pinky mice, but occasionally she gets Reptilinks. So today is her Reptilink day, and she's big enough now where she can take 2 of those 1 gram iguana sausages. She has, believe it or not, doubled in size since I got her. Since I had her, she used to be half this size. Isn't that crazy? Mike, yes, Reptilinks generally are good for snakes. Absolutely. They are not recommended for ball pythons. If you have a ball python, don't experiment with Reptilinks. They probably are not going to take them. And then if they do take them, you run the risk of them getting stuck on Reptilinks because ball pythons tend to do that. So it's better to just not experiment with it. If you've got a snake that's eating rodents well, keep them on rodents for ball pythons. But many other species that will eat readily pretty much anything you put in front of them. Reptilinks are great. They the iguana links are not high in protein and they're not high in fat. They're just good for a snake that typically in the wild would be eating reptiles, you know. But so those are not, you know, she's getting more protein and more fat with rodents, but this snake is not designed to always be eating rodents, you know. So let's say for a reticulated python, you know, for the super dwarves, I occasionally will give them what's called a mega blend Reptilink, and that's made with, let me see if I can remember, rabbit, guinea fowl, bullfrog, what else? Some quail, something else. Whole bunch of different things, all whole prey. So the guts and the bones and everything ground up, mixed in there together, super high protein. And one Reptilink has much higher protein in it than an equally sized rodent. So you can give them more time off. In some cases, you can skip their next meal, but at least give them a little bit more time until their next meal because they got such a nutrient packed meal, you know, when you fed them the Reptilinks. And it's not something that I feed all the time. I feed mostly the rodents that I get from Lane Labs. And then occasionally I pepper in the Reptilinks. Leah, yes, I was in Parks and Rec. This is something that comes up almost every live stream. Somebody says exactly this. Wait, Bob, you were in Parks and Rec? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a beard. That's right, Scabby Neck. I do look different. I'm not wearing a beard in that episode. Most of the stuff that I've done on TV, I was not wearing a beard because I was doing it before I grew a beard. Michelle, yeah, tips on getting a hatchling to switch from live hopper to frozen thawed. Yeah, so what you want to do, you're saying live mouse hopper to a frozen thawed rat. Yeah, you want to do that in stages. So you're either going to switch from a live mouse to a frozen thawed mouse or a live mouse to a live rat first. And then once they're either on a frozen thawed mouse or a live rat, then you can switch them to the other thing. You can go from frozen thawed mouse to frozen thawed rat, or live rat to frozen thawed rat. You get what I mean. So just do it in stages. Don't expect them to recognize a completely different smell as well as an already dead meal as food, you know. And that usually works well. Like I said, I said this earlier in the episode, but this snake right here, I'll show you one of the hatchlings. Hi, little one. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, listen to that hiss. So this little one is I have two snakes in this clutch that are very vocal. And this one just took her first meal a couple days ago. So, okay, I'll put you back. I'm so sorry. I was just proud of you. So that meal had to be alive. Everybody else has taken frozen thawed. Everybody else in the clutch has never had a live meal. They took frozen thawed and they've eaten a few. This was the one holdout that was not recognizing a frozen thawed meal as food. So I got her a live hopper mouse. She took that immediately, or he took that immediately. And next week, I'll offer a frozen thawed, and I'm 95% sure that he'll take it. You know, usually it's not a problem. Once they recognize that scent, you know, they smelled the mouse, it was live, that got them to strike. When I offer a frozen thawed mouse next week, the scent will be the same. They should recognize it as food. So this is another question that gets asked a lot. It was asked earlier in the episode today, but it's asked in almost every live stream. Delilah is a freeway, pastel orange dream freeway. Her orange dream doesn't really show up. She looks more like just a pastel freeway. The only reason we know she's orange dream is she makes orange dream babies. So when I bought her, the breeder said she's possible orange dream, but he didn't see it. And I didn't see it either. So turns out she is. Leah, there are breeders, and depending on where you live, you might be able to find a snake breeder that also breeds rodents. But also, depending on where you live, you might be able to find a pet store that specializes in reptiles, and they should have live rodents for you. I'm in Burbank, and there is a pet store right down the street from me that has live rodents. There's also a breeder I can buy from, but I could get from him if I needed to. But I live in Los Angeles, so there's going to be tons of options. Most people don't live in a big city like this, so sometimes it's tough to get a hold of. But look for reptile breeders in your area and see if you can find somebody who breeds rodents to feed to their reptiles. Usually they sell off their excess stuff. So that's that. Anybody else you guys want to see? Any other snakes? We're probably going to end this shortly. We're winding down, but I want to make sure to show off enough animals, you know. Oh, Stella or Echo. That's a good idea. Let me see who's available back here. I'll take my handy dandy flashlight because their lights are off. Oh, no, they're not off yet. They're not off yet. Let's see if anybody's available. Hang on. They're not, you guys. They're up for the night. They're both sitting in their sky hides. And I try to leave them alone when they're in their sky hides. So what's a second best if I can't get the super dwarfs? Kata. Kata's a popular one. Hi, Mama. You have a mouthful of water? She is just starting to go into shed. She's looking a little pink. One thing about Kata is she is obsessed with water. She's always drinking water. Sits with her head right by the water. Just in case she's thirsty, she doesn't have to go far. And she goes backwards all the time on me. So whenever I pull her out, I just try to stay still and let her do her thing, except I don't let her go backwards because she'll fall. But as I've said many times before, she's not comfortable with being held. She does know me, and she'll come up to me on her own and crawl over my lap if she's free roaming. But she would prefer not to be necessarily manhandled by the big monkey. She also has sausage butt, so I feel like I want to just let you guys... Wait, where's her head? Let you guys say hello to Kata, and then we'll put her back. And my guess is that I'm going to have a big mess to clean up tomorrow. But she's definitely in shed. Actually, she's probably going to... I'm going to have a big mess to clean up next week. My guess is she holds on to that, and she will let it go when she sheds next week. That's going to be the big mess that I clean up. So, quick visit from her. Fizzy's asking how Bee's doing. Bee is doing okay. She is putting on weight really nicely, but she just had the worst shed ever. And no, Michelle, she's not a bell. She's an ivory. So that's a black-eyed leucistic, basically, instead of a blue-eyed. But Bee has a bunch of stuck shed, but because I assist feed Bee and that's stressful, I don't sit there peeling shed off. So I just give her humid hides and let her get it off herself. So she's dealing with that right now, but she's good. She's not nearly as skinny as she was. So. Christopher is asking if I could use Celsius and Fahrenheit. I can if I think about it, but honestly, I'm probably not going to think about it. I always, whenever I watch videos, I always have to quickly Google the conversion on them, you know, if it's somebody that uses Celsius. Sorry, because Fahrenheit, I don't know why we use Fahrenheit in America. It's so dumb. I wish we used Celsius, but I don't know it off the top of my head. So I don't include it in the videos because I would have to think about it and then look it up and then include it. If I remember, I will do that. But I don't know that I'm going to remember. Mouse is asking, our ball was born in 2022 and still very small. Do I have to worry about stunted growth? Probably not. You may just not be feeding large enough meals. I have some videos on feeding that should help you. But I don't know what size meals you're feeding that snake. But you know, a baby snake can usually take rat pups, and then shortly thereafter you would move to weaned rats, and then eventually smalls and whatever. As the snake grows, a lot of times snake keepers, you know, the pet store tells them, well, the snake is eating rat pups, let's say, or even smaller, you know, hopper mice or whatever. And so the keeper, especially if they're a new keeper, they'll just keep feeding them that same prey item for a year, 2 years, whatever, not realizing that they're supposed to up the size of prey. And if the snake only eats that, little B is a great example. She's a 2-year-old snake, but she's very tiny because since I assist feed her, she only has eaten hopper mice. So she is the size still of basically a baby snake because I can't assist feed big, massive prey for her. You know, we've got to keep it small until she's eating on her own. So I would say just make sure, look at those feeding videos, make sure you're sizing the food properly in giving that snake proper meals. It's pretty rare that a snake would have stunted growth. I hear that a lot. You know, people say, oh, I had a rescue. And the growth was stunted. It probably isn't stunted. It probably is just small because it was fed smaller meals or not fed enough at all. But once you start feeding it appropriately, the snake will just grow, you know, even if it didn't grow very much in the first couple of years. Let's see. I'm just checking for super chats that I missed. I don't think I've missed any. Somebody holler at me if I've missed any. Okay. I think we're close, you guys. Is there anything else that I should show you? I've got snakes to feed. Is there any other updates? I told you about Molly. 1 egg in the incubator right now. And we should have a clutch from Lydia Dietz soon, I believe. Possibly from Evie soon. Hard to tell with that snake. I don't think I have any other updates for you guys. Jeremiah's asking how many snakes I have. Right around 30 right now. So, some of them are other people's. I have probably 34, 35. Some of them are going to other people. Six of them at least. So as snake keeping goes, that's not a huge amount of snakes. It's a nice family, but it's still a small enough group where I can give them individual attention and free roam the ones that want to be free roamed and stuff like that. You know, if I had 200 snakes, I wouldn't be able to do that. It would just be trying to play catch up to keep them all healthy, you know. Kelsey's asking what my favorite python species and morph. I mean, if I could have any species, it would be a Boland's python. My favorite that I have right now are the retics, I think, because they're so interactive. But I love all my snakes for different reasons. But in handling, it's probably the retics for me. And my favorite morph, I'm not a super morph guy, but obviously I breed python, the ball pythons for the morphs, and I do the morphs that that I love. We talked about this earlier. I love Clown and I love Freeway. But there's a lot that I think are really cool. There's cool paint jobs for snakes. Danielle, are you asking me this question? How long does it take to feed everyone? You might be talking to somebody else, but I'll say for me, my snakes don't all eat on the same day. I have them. That's another thing about when you only have, it seems like 30 to 35 snakes is a lot, but it's really not. And so I don't have, it's not like I feed my snakes every Wednesday. I have them all on their own feed schedules based on the species and their age or where they're at in the breeding period. If they're actively breeding, I might be feeding my big females once a week. Once they're not breeding and, not in breeding season, we cut it back to once every 2 weeks and such like that. So I use Husbandry Pro and I just have them all on different schedules. And I look at my app every day and it tells me who I have to feed. So right now, the app, I think, tells me that I have 6 snakes to feed, but 2 of them are in shed. So I cross them off the list immediately and I'll feed them after they shed. And so I have 4, I think, tonight to feed. So not a big deal. The rodents have been thawing and it's mostly reptilinks that are thawing right now. A few chicks, a couple of rodents, and it will not take me long at all. Leah, I don't cycle my snakes for breeding because I don't breed any species that require cycling. Right now, I only breed ball pythons and they don't need it. So I don't do any heat cycling, cold cycling, food cycling, other than, I guess when the females are in breeding season and they're eating really strongly, I'm feeding them once a week, and with Damara, she'll get larger meals. She might get 2 medium rats. Damara's a huge ball python, and occasionally, obviously not every week, but occasionally she will get a double meal. So just when she's in breeding season. And she just last week told me that she's off food. So she does a thing where when she really wants food, she strikes so hard. I would never want to get bit by Damara because she strikes so hard and fast. And she strikes her meals like crazy aggressive. And then she slows down. She'll still eat every meal, but I have to leave it for her. So she's not interested in striking. She wants me to leave it on a plate and she'll eat it when she gets to it. And then she gets to a point where she'll just refuse. So I'll leave a rodent in there. If it's still there in the morning, that tells me she's off food for a while. So she'll be off until hopefully she lays eggs. Hopefully. Michelle Damara, I don't know what she is in grams, but she's like a 9 or 10 pound snake right now. She's a big girl. She is over 5 feet long, I think, at 5.5 feet long. Is that what it is? And probably 10 pounds right now because she's big. So she's a large lady. Okay, guys, I think we did it. I'd say we should end this live stream so that I can get to feeding snakes. So thank you all so much for being here. This is so fun. And I'll see you on the next one. We're gonna do another one next month, and we actually might do a couple of these. I might throw in a couple extra live streams because I'm touring, and I might not be able to produce a video every single week. We'll see if I get behind on videos. If that's the case, I'll see you a little bit more often for live streams throughout the next 2 months, but I'm not sure. So anyway, all right. Good night, you guys. See you next time.